My name is Gaea Moore. This is the refractometer and honey tasting section of the journey level master beekeeper evaluation. We'll first start with refractometer evaluation of honey. Refractometer is a tool that's used to determine the moisture content of a substance. As light passes through a substance, it has a particular angulation in the light, which is called the refractive index. And in beekeeping, we use that to determine the moisture content of honey with the goal of not collecting or storing honey that has a moisture content over 18% to minimize fermentation and other complications. This is a refractometer. It has a lens, a prism, a surface where you put your substance, cover plate, and this is a calibration tool to make sure that your tool is working appropriately for you. It's important to calibrate your tool because depending on the temperature and other conditions, the refractometer may not give you an accurate measurement, or it may need to be calibrated probably each time you use, at least every month. So the substance that I use for calibration is olive oil, which has a known Brix percentage of 72 to 73%. So I'm going to take my olive oil here as a calibration tool and apply it in a smooth surface over the entire cover of the prism, and then apply the cover slip and make sure I don't see any bubbles. I see some bubbles, so I'm going to hide again, and now I'm going to wait 30 seconds for it to stabilize, which I won't do now. I did this a moment ago and the index was 71%. So I used my screwdriver in the calibration area to adjust the calibration to between 72 and 73%. And right now I'm at 72.5%. So my tool is appropriately calibrated for the job I need it to do. Now I'm going to use soapy water to clean off the oil from my refractometer and some clean water. Now, it's all dry, we will assess the percentage of moisture in honey. So I'm going to clean off this with a soft towel, and now I'm going to evaluate a honey sample. So I'm going to similarly apply honey to the cover in a nice area, and then I'll put on the cover slip. And again, I'm looking for a nice layer without bubbles. So wait 30 seconds to stabilize and look through the light. And when I'm looking through the light, I see that the bottom section is white, the top section is blue, and where the white and blue sections merge, that line is where you look for your results. And this honey has a water percentage of 14%. So it's ready to harvest and bottle up without concern for fermentation. Next is the honey tasting process or honey evaluation. When we're sampling honey, we do it with multiple senses. Our eyes, that's a visual awareness, our smell, olfactory awareness, and our gustatory flavor senses. So the first is the visual evaluation. So we take our honey sample in a clear dish and we put it on a white surface to be able to look through it and compare it to a known flavor wheel, not flavor, a visual color wheel for honey, and look for the closest match. And I would say this one is, oh, banana. Yeah, or actually this fig. I'm also looking for how intense this color is, and it's semi-opaque. It's not a super deep color. This honey has been in a bath of warm water, which will help with the olfactory evaluation. But in general, I'm going to put it in my hand, warm it up, and stir it 3 times, and take a big whiff. Mm. I smell almost like cotton candy, very light honey flavor. I'm gonna do that again. Smells like what I would describe as warm. It's a very pleasant aroma. Um, and you can do this 3 to 4 times. The next step is the gustatory evaluation, in which we're looking at um, many things. So the taste, the retronasal aroma, the astringency, texture, duration of flavor, and viscosity. So you stir it 3 times, and I'm going to put it on my tongue, close my mouth, and then let the honey spread over my tongue. And I'm going to take a big whiff and then just let it melt in my mouth. Interestingly, this honey is giving me like a little bit of a medicinal flavor. The retronasal aroma is almost like a pear. Viscosity has some crystals to it. It's a bit thick, consistent with a low moisture percentage. The duration of the flavor is pretty long. Maybe like I'm still tasting it, and I wouldn't describe it as very astringent. So that's the refractory index and the honey evaluation. Thanks.